Welcome to From the Crow's Nest Live here at AOC 2025. I'm your host, Ken Miller from the Association of Old Crows. This segment is brought to you by Spectrum Control, and I am pleased to be here with Ian Dunn, Chief Technology Officer for Spectrum Control. Thank you for joining me here on From the Crow's Nest. So just to begin, can you tell us a little bit about Spectrum Control and the products that you provide to the warfighter?
Sure, yeah. Well, actually, it's a great story. The company goes back to the founding of the electronics industry in the United States. Grew out of Erie Resistor in the Pennsylvania area and kind of the whole Bell Labs thing, and so started off in that area and then evolved through many branches into this current state. And what the company has specialized at doing in the last 80 years is really providing RF filters of all kinds to the warfighter, either to block a signal or to protect a subsystem, and that has grown up into modules, hybrids, multi-chip modules, those kinds of things. And the company continues to do that today.
Great, so what are you showcasing here? You have a lot set up, this is a great booth. What are some of the things that you're showcasing here for the exhibit?
Yeah, well actually what we're really excited about is, as a traditional RF company, grown up as an RF company, today at the show here we're presenting our new direct sampling technology. So this is a open architecture blade, 3U VPX, and these are devices from Altera that sample large amounts of RF spectrum at a shot. But they're very special in the sense that to build a good product out of them, you've got to have a really good RF solution, you've got to have really good filters and conditioning that goes in front of this device. And so we were approached by a couple of customers in the industry here in this room who said, you as an RF company, would you take on the responsibility of building really a high quality direct sampling architecture for us? And so after about 2 years worth of work, working closely with Altera, we have showcased today these blades, which are essentially brand spanking new, and are here to talk to customers about what they can do with them.
I can imagine it's quite a challenge from an industry perspective. You have a global security environment that is constantly changing, rather chaotic, and we always talk about scaling up to operations and being adaptable, but when you get into the component technology, you were mentioning a lot of different pieces that you need to, that also need to evolve at the same pace as the threat and the top level solutions. We talk about how difficult is it, how much of a challenge is it from an industry perspective at the component level to keep up with the chaotic security environment?
Yeah, well that's why it's really powerful to have a manufacturing capability under the hood. So the good news is, as an RF company, we've had 50 years of microelectronics manufacturing we've been doing. We can turn that to be more adaptive to the national security environment. Thank goodness for the Defense Department that they've always had a tradition of investing in small cap, mid cap, large cap companies, and they maintain this somewhat healthy supply chain so that supply chain can flex up and down. And organic manufacturing in the United States is so vital to that strategy. So if you were like in the medical products business and you had shipped most of your work to other foreign countries and then you tried to bring it back, but you had never maintained that kind of small cap, mid cap, large cap chain of companies together, you'd be in a really bad position. The Defense Department runs a pretty robust business from that perspective, so they've maintained this capability.
Great. And so the theme for this year's symposium is charting a path to 2035. From an industry perspective, kind of what keeps you up at night, and what is your looking ahead? What can we expect from Spectrum Control?
Yeah, well, one thing that keeps me up at night is labor, skills. So we want to have a robust environment like this. We want to get young people involved. We want to attract. So we've done a pretty good job of trying to rebuild a new generation of capabilities. So that's certainly one. This organic manufacturing capability, particularly automation, is a really big deal. You typically invest in automation through volume. It's hard to do that in the defense business.
Yeah.
So one of the things that's really cool that's going on is this discussion of these drones and these collaborative combat aircraft and whatever. That's volume. That's finally volume. Besides bullets and missiles, there hasn't really been a lot of volume in the Defense Department. If people really put electronics inside the volume, it'll have a big impact on this industry.
And that need to scale to that volume is something that I know the Department of War is trying to focus on a little bit more moving forward with their new strategy. So it's really great to see you're positioning yourself to really be a key player in all this innovation. So thank you. Ian, it's great to talk with you. I'll let you get back to your clients or your customers, and it's great to meet you. Great. And thank you for showing us what you're exhibiting here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that will conclude this segment of From the Crow's Nest Live here from AOC 2025. I want to thank Spectrum Control for sponsoring this segment. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.